fuck are you doing, Eric?
Sacrilege right there.
Hey, I'm a changed man.
Is that anaerobic beer or something, or what's?
That looks
Look
like
at that
Wisconsin
thick.
beer.
Look how thick that is.
Wow. Homebrew?
Of sorts.
Yeah, if you're gonna call where I live a home. Cheers.
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 Cheers, gentlemen.
Ah. Oh. That wasn't a good face.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good face. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's really good.
We'll let that open up a little bit.
Is that one of the ones you got in the mail? Yes,
It is, yeah.
Nice.
So what'd Santa bring you?
Got a care package. Santa brought me Fidens. So this is breach of contract.
Oh, that one's
Starting out with a
awesome.
double. Yeah. So that's Nectaron, Nelson, and Citra. And I think it's just Fidens, right? No collab. Really
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
so far. I've only had one sip, so
And the deal is you got to drink the whole box in the episode, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Got them right
That
next
was
to me.
a new one for them, so it's been nice to kind of explore that one a bit.
Yeah. Thanks for the Jimmy hooked me up.
Nice.
He does that. He's good for that.
Yeah.
Have you had Fidens before?
Yeah, I have. Let's see. Well, I guess the first time was so Eric came. He passed through our part of Oregon on his way. How many years ago was that, Eric? Like 2 or 3?
I think that was
I was out of Oregon, right?
okay. So that was 2021, I believe.
Okay, yeah. So that's the first time I had Fidens. Brought a bunch of other stuff, but and then when Alex and I were in Utah last year, and Eric, brought some to Zion, and it was great. He hooked us up. I think you actually we bought some off of you too, and had some for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, I charge you guys like $30 a can.
I was going to say, I was like, that. He actually shared that. That's kind of
Probably his least
out of
favorite
character.
of his batch. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a shit that he forgot about. Got pushed to the back of the fridge, a year and a half old. He's like, "Here you
Don't
go.
look at the
You guys
date.
go."
I backpacked in a cooler full for us in the canyon that we were in.
It's dedication.
Yeah, along with some other magical substances.
KY.
There wasn't enough of that. Should have brought more.
Well, now you guys are dying to know what I'm drinking. I'm still trying to catch up on my bodily needs, so I'm drinking a protein shake with banana and dates and
What the fuck?
a little bit of maple
Hops.
syrup.
And then
Yeah, you got to get a base going.
Sounds good.
Yeah, wasn't able to get it in before the show, so but don't worry, I'll be coming in hot in a little bit.
Yeah. All right, Alex, what do you got?
I've got something from Tox Brewing, Pythia. It's a double IPA. It doesn't say what kind of hops are on here. It's all right. 8%. It's a little bit boozy, but it's got a good flavor. Nice body, medium body to it.
When a
And they're
double
out of,
IPA is slightly boozy, it's like it's kind of rookie.
Yeah, I mean, it stood out in the store. So live in Oregon, and it's funny we have liquor stores like in Utah, but you can sell full strength beer in regular stores too. And the liquor stores always actually have the worst selection of beer. Matt can attest to that. And there's just one place called Market of Choice that has the best selection of beer. They have, I don't know, dozens of singles, and they'll get other half. I have other half. This one is from Connecticut. They've got Equilibrium before, Great Notion, that kind of stuff. So really, that's the place to go. But yeah, fun to try ones off the shelf. Lots of doubles and triples. But
What's the name of the brewery again?
sorry. This one is Tox, TOX, like toxic, I guess. But it says it's brewed and packaged by 12% out of North Haven, Connecticut. So anything that's Northeast Connecticut kind of stuff that I usually try out at least. But
Yeah,
like we had some good ones on a trip the other week. Yeah,
yeah, they do a lot of different brewing out there. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of experimental stuff too.
yeah, totally. Yeah, maybe it'll get a little better. I don't know. It's a little boozy though.
Let it open up.
Yeah.
What's American History X drinking tonight?
Who are you talking to?
Not as buff, but
Per recommendation from a friend, I'm trying this Sam Adams hazy IPA. I've had a few sips so far, but it's actually really good. Back in the day, I kind of avoided all Sam Adams, but I'm digging it. It's not expired. It has 1.5 grams of protein, and it's non-taxable under Section 5051 IRC. So that's
there
good.
you go.
I don't know what kind of hops are in it.
it's always a bonus.
Yeah, this is a protein shake right here.
There you go.
Yeah, it's got little proteins in there. I was talking to Kurt Budliger yesterday, and he doesn't drink alcohol anymore, so he's been drinking NA stuff. And he was telling me that the best one he's tried is Deschutes. They have like a hazy IPA that's NA, and they have a porter that he said is like his favorite NA beer of all time. So,
Oh wow.
Did do shoot?
Deschutes?
Yeah, out of Oregon.
Did do shoots? Did shoot?
Did you see their lager? They just got a deal with like Costco, and their lager is now like a Kirkland's brand lager at Costco.
Probably not here in Utah,
Wow.
but rest of the nation.
Can you tell, like, if you were in Costco and you looked at it, could you tell, like, who made it?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been to Costco yet.
Oh my God. Get on it. Game changer.
It's a recent deal, actually. I don't know if they have them in stores yet or what, but yeah. What about you, Jimmy?
Are they shipping that from Oregon out to Kurt? Like, can he get that through the mail? The Deschutes?
The Deschutes?
Oh, he said he found it at a local spot. Yeah, and he's in Vermont,
Yeah, he is.
right by Mikey.
The NA
represent.
IPAs are the hardest to do. Like, I don't know. I've never been super satisfied with any of the NA IPAs I've had. But like,
You're saying like of all
reds
NA
and-
beer, like IPAs are the hardest
Yeah.
ones? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I think like a lager or
I
like
would
a
agree.
lighter beer is a lot easier, but
Yeah. I had a good red one actually the other day, and then a red that was pretty good, but like maltier, you know.
The Guinness NA, to me, I would actually have to try it side by side, but not having had actual Guinness in a little while, it's almost indistinguishable.
Yeah,
NA
just
from
as
the
shitty.
actual stuff. Yeah, pretty much. But
I'm going to try that. I like Guinness.
yeah, give it a
Eric,
shot. I think it's pretty good.
The Asahi beer in Japan is, I really liked the NA version. So give the regular one a try when you're out there.
I will.
It's just like a right down the middle lager, but it was by far my favorite beer I had there.
Yeah, I'm excited to drink some rice lagers and stuff.
Nice.
There's a couple
so
of craft breweries here and there.
I've got Sierra Nevada's new, apparently.
Oh, I've been meaning to try
Alcoholic
that.
IPA. So it was a toss up between. It was right next to the Sam Adams, and I went. It's funny that you chose that one because I went with this one.
I did that exact thing like an hour ago. I was like,
Yeah.
which one of them? It's funny.
So this is all right. It's actually not that bad. I've had worse. I still think Athletic are better, and Go Brewing is better, but this one's right up there though. It's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So I've got a new can for me. It's Drowned Lands from Warwick, New York, which is down towards like southern New York, towards New York City. It's in like the Catskill region. But this one is their Gathered House. It's an unfiltered wit beer. It's actually really pretty darn good. Enjoying it. It kind of has some melon stuff going on in there, and it's pretty hazy. I was surprised. Man, it's part of the unfiltered part of it there.
A little cloudy. Nice.
But I've had a few of theirs. I'm like hit or miss, but this one's actually pretty solid. So I've never been to the brewery, but it's probably worthwhile dropping by at some point.
How long will it take you to get there?
I would just have to be going down that way, so it's probably like 3 hours from me. But
So it's
probably-
pretty much right off 87.
yeah.
Surprised no one's drinking a dark beer. I guess Eric's got the darkest drink.
It's pretty dark, thick, pretty heavy.
It's winter.
Dense. Try to pack in like as many carbohydrates to this thing as I could without throwing up. Well, thanks for coming on, Matt. I know you wanted Paul to be here, but Brent was the best we could do today, so we apologize.
Sorry, man.
It's all good. They look pretty similar.
Yeah, Paul will be here in spirit. Mike can take care of the heavy breathing. Jimmy can play with some tools in the background.
Yeah, I've got that.
There you go. Yeah, just right through your drawer.
What the fuck is that, Jimmy?
Oh, you don't want to know what that is.
Is that the Gimp's tools?
Here we
Tell
go.
you later.
Going down that road already.
Yeah.
It's just
So Matt, what have you been up to? I'm cutting you off, Jimmy.
Hey, Matt.
What have you been up to, Matt?
Yeah, just been around town here in Oregon. Let's see, Alex is here. He and I have been snowboarding a lot, getting out, shooting here and there. Kind of waiting
Has the snow
on.
been decent so far?
Yeah, we've had a crazy December. Like the mountain opened pretty early. We just Sunday we had one of our best powder days ever. And it's December, and usually around just after Thanksgiving, I think the mountain opens. So we've just been hit with so much snow up there right now.
You guys go to Mount Bachelor or Mount? Yeah.
So winter's, it's my favorite season out here, both from a photography standpoint and just snowboarding, the activities. So it's really hard deciding what to do, when you get good snow, because it's like I want to be out with the camera, but I also want to be up on the mountain, and it's a good problem to have. But
you never tried doing both?
It's funny. We talk about it. We're sitting on the lift and we're looking at all these trees that are completely they have like rime ice over
hoarfrost. Yeah, it looks so sick.
It's like God beams coming through the fog,
the light. We're staring at like the summit, and there's like a spindrift coming off the top of it, and you see like all the texture on the.
The lift is the best spot, though. That's the best vantage point because you're like higher up.
Yeah.
But if you're out there with your camera, it would be like blue skies, bright sun, everything's
of course
out.
And then you get to the parking lot
in your shot,
riding around all day with your gear in your backpack for no reason.
Right. Yeah. No, the goal is to like get a split board and be able to like get further out and kind of do both of those. But when it comes to going to the resort, I don't know. It's kind of, I find that like it might be even challenging with like getting a split board set up and touring, because I'll want to ride, but I'll also want to shoot. And I don't feel like I can quite, I don't know. I don't like to really like be in like two different headspaces at once. I'd like to just be able to focus on one or the other. So yeah, I don't know. I've never tried it at the resort though. Only just the parking lot on like a snowy day while we're waiting for the place to open. Just wander around a little bit.
Yeah, I ask because it's something I always think about, because like Sundance is right here behind my house, and I'll go a couple times a year because it's so close and easy. But every time it's like, amazing atmosphere and stuff. And I'm like, I should just come and not really focus on snowboarding, just bring my camera and try to shoot stuff. But I might do it this year.
You just
some good stuff in the parking lot, though, man.
Yeah, I could just ride the lift without a snowboard and like try to walk around a little bit, but like snowshoe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll bring I think Alex and I have gone up where we've brought our snowshoes and camera gear just in case, and we have pivoted before. So some days that makes sense. But yeah, if you try it, I'd be interested to hear what your experience is like riding and shooting at the same time. Probably not the same time, but
You never know with me, man. Yeah, I wanted to have Alex here, even though he hasn't been on the show yet. We got to have him on at some point. But I knew having him here, he could help us harass you a bit and have some good stuff to say.
All the dirt. So
yeah, and he's like your only photography friend. So
yeah, he's
not really many other
options. I don't have
options
anymore.
Alex, this is your chance to get back at him for shooting a fire extinguisher all over the inside of your car.
Oh damn! When was that?
Still find little
that.
bits.
Oh
I
my
thought I got it all up. Yeah, that was in outside of Salt Lake after
The Utah trip
through
when we saw you?
Yeah, like when we swung through your house and then Brent came with us. We stayed in a hotel.
Stay in a hotel instead of at his place.
Yeah, and I think it was it that day or the next morning? I don't know. We were like packing the car up, and I just realized that like there's just like fire extinguisher like powder. I never even used a fire extinguisher. I guess this one had powder in it, like all over the.
Usually it's like foam
front
stuff,
seat.
like bubbles.
Yeah,
kinda.
luckily it wasn't foam. It was like some powder thing. So I don't know. I went and cleaned it up at found like a nearby car wash or whatever, like self-serve, and just vacuumed it up as best I could. And yeah, I don't know, but it's funny, like it's like in like the rails of the front passenger seat, like that the seat sits on, and I still find like little bits in there sometimes. But it doesn't. It's all good. Like it doesn't mess with anything. I'm like, it just reminds me of that time.
So what happened, Matt? You take too many gummies on the car ride, or you're just like, fuck it, I want to check one off the bucket list real quick?
Just pull the pin and go. No, I forget what happened, actually. Did you have it like in the back seat, like the pouch behind the seat, and something like hit it?
It wasn't even in the pouch. Yeah. And so like, just for context, we carpooled from Oregon out to Utah. I met up with these guys at one point, and
a couple points.
Like a couple points. My car was like packed with all of our gear and stuff, and we had been backpacking and camping, and so it was full. And I had like a little fire extinguisher, and I like the pin you pull. I think somehow that came out because it was just loose back there. Like the fire extinguisher itself was just loose, and then it came out. And I think you were like you were like loading the car, Matt, and I don't think you realized, but you were like, I don't know, you put something on it or you were leaning on it, and it was just like, and I was in the front seat, and I was like, wait, what the hell? And there's like all the powder going everywhere.
And you know how it is after
like
after a trip where you've like just all your shit is just everywhere. You're not even trying to like pack it back up in the right places. So it was one of those,
just like cram it into the car. Yeah, I just wanted to get home at that point, and then it's all good.
Now's the time for revenge. Yeah,
I forgot about that, Brent.
Bring up the dirtiest shit you have on Matt live on air.
Some dirty shit.
Gloves off.
Okay.
I told Matt to wear a mouthpiece, so he's ready.
Mike and Jimmy, do you guys, and Brent, do you guys ski or snowboard or do things in the snow aside from photography? Or
yeah, I do. I skin as much as I can.
Oh, nice.
There's not a lot of backcountry touring around here, but there's a little bit. But I mean, honestly, the best thing is the resorts. There's a little bit of backcountry in between Killington and Pico, which are the two closest resorts to my house. They're only about 20 minutes away. So I do that as much as you can. We had a pretty good base of snow, and then it rained. So I haven't been out to do it yet this year. But, I mean, my goal this year is to not ride lifts at all, to only skin, because it's just so much better. Like, I just love being out there when there's very few people / nobody out there.
Yeah.
But I've dealt with the same thing. I'm like, halfway up, I'm like, man, it would be sweet to have my like camera right now. But then I'm like, I'll lug all that shit up there.
Yeah.
And I know the one time I do, it's going to suck. I've carried it up there for nothing.
Well, and skinning doubly so, right? You're going on your own power at that point. So that would be a commitment.
Yeah. It's definitely a
Yeah.
workout. I do more like snowshoeing, and then a lot of times it's like hard pack, so I'm just like ankle deep or knee deep in powder or ice or whatever. So
knee deep in ice. It's intense.
Well, like it's like ice or like knee deep snow. It's like either one. But it often like crusts over, so you're like
I was gonna say, when you get that crust on top, that's the worst. And then it'll like sometimes hold you, and then you'll take one step and it'll collapse, and you're like,
and then the snowshoes are hard at that point too. It's just
right.
But it's a great season to be out. So, and there's just trails everywhere.
Yeah.
Nice. The skiing and snowboarding is not amazing in Wisconsin, believe it or not.
Yeah, Brent goes ice skating. Does all the twirls and shit and
figure skating.
I do like skating. I'm pretty bad at it, but I mostly just hike and shovel my driveway.
Nice.
Nice.
Are you two gonna go anywhere soon to shoot or anything? Got any plans?
For me, I think it's just going to be whenever the conditions are good here, go locally. I don't have anything lined up.
Yeah.
In particular until I guess fall at this point, but
That's a long ways away.
I know. Well, I mean, that's like a 2-week long trip sort of thing. So
Where are you going?
It's kind of a challenge because my wife's family's in Michigan and then my family's in Georgia. So that's 2 weeks out of the year where we're going and visiting family. So then, photography is kind of outside of that, other trips, and I only get so much PTO. So we have to
Friends,
choose
family,
our trips.
religion. These are the 3 demons you must slay to succeed in landscape photography.
Hell yeah.
No,
He's on his way.
Simpsons reference.
So where are you going in the fall?
The plan, I think, is still to head back down to Utah. So, I don't know. We haven't really talked about that plan, but we're going to run it back, I guess. Buy another fire extinguisher and put it in a better place.
Yeah, don't pull the pin. Yeah.
You guys got to get
Somewhere
my
in
blessing
Utah.
first before you come out here.
Oh yeah, you're the gatekeeper.
Yeah, I got to check with the governor of Utah up there.
Governor, the sheriff.
We just did a Oregon coast trip, which was fun. So kind of, working through images off of that, and yeah, we'll see. But hoping for a lot of snow this year. I really want to get out and maybe do some winter camping and stuff over the weekend.
There's been some crazy waves on the coast lately. I've seen a couple of pictures come through. I think it was more recent, like within the past few days.
Oh, really? Yeah, I know there have been some
There's
like
some crazy
storms
surf
and stuff
going in.
running through. Yeah.
Yeah, winter's usually the time. December.
Yeah. You have a trip coming up, right?
Hey, this isn't Alex's
maybe.
episode. We don't give a fuck what Alex is doing.
Yeah, we can talk about.
You can share that when he comes back.
Forget it.
What is
I want
this?
to talk about this. If Paul was here, you'd have some great comments about this one. You'd have really appreciated it.
Forgot about
It's
that.
looking fairly diseased, whatever it is.
It's been around the
Sure
block a
is.
few times.
It looks pretty blown out from what I remember.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Yeah, I don't know what Eric did to this one.
Can't edit JPEGs, Eric.
Turn up the whites.
It's usually what he does.
Yeah. So this is on the coast, yeah, but not
Like an
on-
Olympic or something? Or
I think so.
I think this is from the spring. The spring trip in Oregon. We met up with you guys in the redwoods after that. This was like before the redwoods, so like Southern Oregon, I guess. I forget what beach, but
Oh
yeah.
that makes
I mean,
sense.
just so stoked. Had to ride the log,
Yeah. Well, I was photographing like intimate scenes on top of it, and
Right.
Mm.
I think you're doing intimate scenes on top of it.
Yeah. Make it your own.
Feeling the girth. Yeah.
yeah, nice.
It's a whole coastal boudoir portfolio. you're working
Coastal
on.
boudoir.
Who took this
Should
photo
be
for
an
you guys?
NLPA. I don't know, some lady.
Was this the day before we went in with you?
Yeah, this is before
Okay.
we met up with you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember this photo.
First time in the Narrows.
First time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Trees
good we
still
had to
look
go
kinda
back
green.
with you guys.
It was way better with us, huh? Showed
Yeah, I
you all
feel
the
like
good
the
stuff.
trees turned even in a couple of days a little bit more. So
They can change pretty quickly if the temperatures drop a lot.
I remember that corner actually, and my photos of it, the trees are yellow.
Hmm. Oh, from that same time,
Mhm.
the same trip.
Same spot. I remember people walking through that path and me standing there staring at it, waiting for them to go through. This is my nature. Get out of here.
yeah.
Yeah, growl at them.
Awesome. Think you'll do the Narrows again? You're sending it back?
If so, I want to go further. We didn't make it too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, why was that?
Just weak. Slow
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Second time I was dragging you guys down.
I think we made it about the same distance both times. Actually, I think we made it further the first day.
Did we?
So, yeah,
Because
they-
we took that first other
Oh.
canyon, I guess.
The what is it?
Rather?
Orsonville?
Orville,
Orville?
something
Orville.
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we diverted, but I think we got as far. I don't know the names of the places. It's always funny. You have like other tourists like, did you guys make it to the Wall Street? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just past the Orderville cutoff, the side canyon.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess maybe that's as far as we got. But who was it? Brent, you were talking about you backpacked at some point, right?
Yeah, a few years earlier, I did the top down. It's a one nighter, but it's a pretty cool experience. I'd recommend to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, they force you to stay overnight for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're like not allowed to hike it in a single day or something.
Oh, I mean, it'd be brutal doing it in one day.
14 miles, not too bad. But if you're photographing and stuff.
Are there like designated campsites?
Mm-hmm. You don't reserve them, but I feel like there was, I don't know, 8 or 10 or something like that. And they're pretty obvious. Mine was covered in mice, and I was worried they were going to eat all my food. Turned out okay though.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be fun to do.
Yeah. The bottom section is definitely like the prettiest, but the top is amazing too. And just the experience of having that. I went when it was pretty cold, so it was like I had it mostly to myself, and it was pretty incredible.
That's cool. It probably got pretty dark and quiet, I would imagine, in there.
Did. Yeah, I think it's cool. I went in like a November, so yeah, after the equinox, it's pretty dark.
There's a lot to explore in that area. I feel like we could, I don't know, we're probably on like every 2 year sort of, or at least I would like to, at least every 2 years, make a trip out there. There's just so much, obviously.
I feel like we saw everything on that one trip.
Yeah.
You guys did. Yeah. You don't need to come back.
Yeah, we saw everything. Yeah. Yeah. 2 weeks. That's all you need.
Check the box. It's good.
Yeah. Got the grand landscape shots. Good to go. I don't know why. This is funny. A normal around the campfire shot. Action shot, you know? I don't even know what we're eating. We like to cook big meals over we have like a nice Dutch oven, Matt does. Make like a big pot of rice and beans and sausage or something. It's probably what this is.
Yeah, I've had a few of your dinners before.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we went to Zion and you guys rolled out the red carpet.
Yeah, Matt always insists.
I think we didn't feed you in Zion that one time though. I think you were pissed.
Yeah, we did, and you apparently told us
it's because
you wanted us to bring you dinner.
You guys said that you were going to do like burgers, and then you switched it up or something, and it was like some quinoa thing.
Yeah, like portobello burgers. Yeah,
our favorite. Yeah,
I think a really short-looking chair.
This was on the Redwood Coast, right? I think
that's it's on that same. Is it Gold Bluff? I think Gold Bluffs Beach. That was like the last.
For the Fern Canyon.
Yeah.
That
was on my birthday.
Yeah, so this was when we saw you guys out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we had some really good. Was it brew house that night? You had saved up for your birthday. That was the Trismegus or whatever it's called. That was a good one.
Some good stuff.
One we can't pronounce. Trismegus.
Fry muscle goose.
Yeah, they got some weird names.
Latin.
Oh man,
Brent will know this. Brent, tell us about this picture. I think
is this Utah?
This is
Utah. Salivating right now.
But it's kind of like Wisconsin. I don't know.
Culver's.
This is the one that was down the street from my old house, right?
Yep.
Guys,
everyone I get the chance to, I take people out to Culver's. It's a burger chain that started in Wisconsin and is now spreading across the nation. But I'm pretty much addicted to it. Going for a sponsorship. It's why we're all fat here, and it's super super tasty for fast food. So.
I think this was the day we hiked out of that like Escalante Canyon, so we were all extremely hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have a Pavlovian instinct for like if I go hiking, I like need to eat Culver's. I can't control it at this point.
You didn't want to get it last time. I've still never been because Brent never wants to go with me for some reason.
Well,
it was right. Cheese. It was like down the street from your house, though. You have no excuse.
I need Brent to take me though. I want the full experience. You know.
Yeah,
the local guy.
We did do like a secret handshake before we walked.
Like, what the fuck am I going to order?
He did tell us. Yeah.
You guys got thoughts.
Yeah.
Duck Dynasty in the background of this photo.
I know. Those guys.
Is that fry sauce in the cup with or is that, what's the dip?
Yeah, something. I think it was fry sauce. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, fry sauce is mandatory in Utah. It's a staple.
Well, and
What is it?
What is fry sauce?
It's delicious.
Yeah, like what are they making?
Usually it's like mayonnaise and ketchup and stuff like that. Like they'll mix it together.
He's dumbing it down. He's dumbing it down a lot, but you'll never want to use ketchup again after you have fry sauce.
Oh shit!
It's like a creamy ketchup, sometimes spicy. But look at that.
They're like,
can you guys see this? Those
dill
things? That's
pickle in
cheese
it or
curds.
something.
Yeah, sometimes
Cheese curds. Yeah.
cheese curds. I forgot about
Oh,
those.
those aren't tater tots?
Mm-mm. Fried
Oh,
cheese,
Cheese
baby.
curds.
That's a very common thing to eat in Wisconsin. And
Yeah, don't get Brent started.
It hasn't spread because it's incredible.
Well, it also
Dude.
will take years off your life, but
Yeah, like I'm still passing kidney stones from this meal. It's crazy. So much dairy. We had milkshakes. There were milkshakes after this.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Utah fry sauce is 2 parts mayo, 1 part ketchup, and white vinegar. There's your secret ingredient.
I feel like you need to put a little bit of mustard and a tiny bit of barbecue sauce too. Like when I make it at home, I definitely don't just do ketchup and mayo.
Just every
And
sauce
white
you have.
vinegar.
it's pretty fancy. Pretty fancy.
I actually never add the white vinegar, but ketchup has a lot of vinegar in it, so I think you're good.
Oh, this recipe is pickle brine. I bet that would be fucking good.
That's how I've made it. Yeah.
With pickle brine?
There's like paprika, I think too.
It varies where you go. Like if you go to like a brewery, like a upper end restaurant or something, the fry sauce will be a little more fancy. It'll be like maybe a little spicy or have some zing to it.
It's like an aioli, not a sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, there's variations.
Yeah.
But this should be Wisconsin style, right? Because Culver's.
We don't have fry sauce. I learned about it in Utah.
Oh.
Oh.
So I don't
Wait,
know.
they don't have this fry sauce in the Wisconsin Culvers?
I don't know. I honestly, they have a bunch
It's a
of
Utah
sauces.
thing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Now we know.
Yeah.
Fry sauce
Culvers.
is scary
Check it out.
and weird to me.
Well, I think you're going to get your commission for this one, Brent. So good job.
Hell yeah.
The Culver's missionary.
Oh, this one's embarrassing. Oh, wait. Oh, we're done with the... Okay.
You had more you wanted to get to, Brent?
What were you thinking was going to come up, Brent?
There's got to be more.
I think I know which one he's referring to. I'm
Oh, yeah.
surprised.
I didn't send anything in, but I have this photo of Matt just like in Zion, like his camera is tilted because he was like doing something
Exactly.
artsy. And I love, it basically just looks like he doesn't know how to use a camera. And maybe we can get that in post-production.
I had that one. It was provided to me, but I didn't want to embarrass him too much.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You also didn't show
Thanks.
the William Neal one. That was a pretty good one. That's a good story.
Well, it's basically just a photo of William Neal and like Matt's hand is in it.
It's his face, but hand face, whatever. I'll just tell the story. So we're in the redwoods, and William Neal's there. And we like turn the corner, and it's like William Neal standing there, and there's like God beams just bathing him, and he's like fiddling with his camera, and he looks up and he's like, "What? I don't know. What did he say to you, Matt? Like he's like, do you guys know how to use a camera or something like that?"
No, he was like, do you guys know Eric Bennett?
No, it wasn't that.
No, it was something on the menu system in the Sony camera. So he was asking about that.
That's really
Yes.
funny.
Did you help him out?
I wasn't actually sure how to. I researched it later and like sent it to him, but I wasn't sure. I forget what it was.
You should have told him about your private one-on-one workshops that you could sign up for. Here's my Venmo QR code.
I don't normally give advice for free, Bill, but
Should have swiped his memory card, man. This could have
Buy
been
my
more images.
tutorial on this. Yeah. So
We got to meet him now.
should I talk about this photo now? Is that
fuck yeah,
what
it's
we're
a sweet
doing?
image.
No,
It's your episode,
so-
dude. We can go wherever you
Yeah.
want with this.
Well, Blake is a guy that I think I've been following him longer than most people. And I chose this photo. I mean, one, I love this image. I think the, it has a lot going for it. Like it's got obviously a ton of color contrast, but I like how like the color is dispersed across the screen. I love, the structure of the trunks, like the angles and the shapes and stuff in this image. Yeah, I just love a lot about it. I think Oh, I definitely wanted to feature him because, yeah, I've been following him for a while, but he's also from like where, he's from South Carolina, but I'm from Georgia. So they're pretty close together. And I typically, when I was not really a photographer when I was living in Georgia now 10 years ago. And, my like distant memory of Georgia is like, oh, what is there to shoot there? And, so what I love about his imagery is just, it reminds me of like those places and kind of brings me back to where I grew up and stuff. And to kind of see it through his eyes, like, is really cool. So yeah, I think, he's got a lot on his, I don't know if he has a website, but I was like browsing through his Instagram, and there's a lot of like really good stuff in there that is really cool and really nice. So I love how he sees the South. It just makes me want to go back and like shoot it. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
really
awesome.
nice.
I really like how he, the processing is very subtle. It's so tempting, with a lot of foliage images. We talked about this before, just punch up the saturation, just nuke the saturation and
the contrast is soft,
yeah. He really kind of handled it well, and that kind of makes it unique amongst, foliage images. So it was really good way of treating it and handling it.
And I love that it appears early fall. So you get that like color variation. You got the green,
from green all the way to deep red.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a great spot too. It looks the hint of a river behind him all there too. Probably a lot to explore.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, coastal Georgia is also really gorgeous. It's got quite a range. You've got the mountains all the way to this amazing coastline.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia, the country too.
I thought so. What we were talking about.
Don't you hear Matt's accent?
Do I have a Southern accent to you guys? I know you're talking about a different coastal.
Not even remotely.
Or
No,
country.
you don't.
Wait till after the triple IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't be able to put on the act anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, like you guys are saying, the sort of color variation, because it's early fall and just the colors are well balanced, like the splotches of red and the yellow and the green are sort of like interspersed throughout and just super well balanced. And then also I think like it seems like it's not focus stacked, which I think is really smart to do in this kind of scene.
Yeah, strategic here.
Messy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it kind of fades off in the back, which keeps it a little bit simpler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like how the tree like spreads out and fills the frame, and then you have these like secondary branches behind it that also work with it as well. Has a nice structure to it. Yeah, it's sweet. I've been following him probably longer than you though, Matt. So,
Oh yeah,
it's like your favorite band, like you're listening to him before everybody else.
like Lords of the Trident. Yeah.
Like on like my Spotify Unwrapped was just all that this year.
My
Lords of the Trident.
top band.
Yeah, Jesus
Yeah, right.
Christ, yeah. That and Anthrax.
Anthrax is actually good.
Actually,
This one's pretty trippy.
ooh, yeah, it is. Yeah, this is one that I like sat with for quite a while and just discovered more and more about it that I loved. Klaus, I cannot believe that he hasn't been on the show, like any of his images yet.
I'm pretty sure
I'm pretty sure I featured him.
Yeah,
I
Really?
featured him. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
A long time ago, though. Not recently.
Paul made
Yeah.
that list, so I don't know how reliable it is.
Yeah, I was like searching. I mean, the hardest part of this is like selecting images from photographers that have not been on the show or or have maybe once like a long time ago. That was kind of my aim. But yeah, I love this image. I mean, I love a lot of Klaus's images. I think he does water scenes like with rocks and stuff like that really well. I mean, they're images that I don't know that I would ever see, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And I don't know the scale on this, but I imagine this is like a really tiny portion of, reflections on water in a stream. I mean, it doesn't look like it's moving too fast. There's a lot in this image that I love, but I love like the shape. It kind of has that, like, what is it sort of aspect to the image. I can tell that it's water, but then there are so many like details and highlights in the water that just make a really cool shape to me. There's like the subtle color underneath that's I want to like study and figure out what exactly that is. The light throughout the scene is really well balanced. Yeah, it's just well done.
I love how it's like the texture of it is very smooth, like just kind of overall, but the lines where the highlights are kind of very sharp and angled. So I kind of like that contrast of texture almost is really kind of a cool element to it.
There's more.
I think that's what makes this, but it's really well seen.
Yeah, Matt, you were talking about the scale, and like you were saying, oh, it's like some small thing. It could be that. I mean, it probably is that. But also, like when you first look at it, it's like, is that, a billion light years across? It looks like a deep space image, almost like one of those kind of crazy things.
Galaxy thing, yeah.
I had the same thought, It's like Interstellar or something. I don't know. Something out of the movie.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I always appreciate images that have like a very subtle form to them, because that stuff is very difficult to see in the field and recognize.
Yeah, it's got some. It looks like tree reflections going up through the middle of it there too. Looks like that, like forest edge kind of a thing.
Oh yeah, I can see that. I never made that connection. That's cool.
Jimmy's been microdosing all night, so he's going to see some shit none of us see.
But all night is an exaggeration.
Yeah, it's not all night because the night's not over.
Sure. Starting all day. I don't know that guy.
This, I don't know what this is. Like on his website, he says, I forget what he calls this. It's I think like a type of grass or bush or something. I tried Googling it to like even see what it looked like, and I could not find anything. So it just still very mysterious to me. What are those highlights? Those like white dots?
Is it falling snow or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely adds an interesting layer of texture on it.
So like what I don't know, this feels like one of those images that, on first glance, it's something that it's really not. I see like flames in here, and I don't know. The like
makes you want to grab a fire extinguisher, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's his instinct.
I think that there's a lot of like really cool stuff in here. So Josh is, I don't know a lot about him, but I did like a deep dive on his website and found he's only like 22 years old. And man, I wish I was had this sort of eye at 22. He lives in the Lakes District. But as I was like browsing, he and I share a lot of similarities. We both, like at the bottom of his website, it says that his website is powered by black coffee, which is one of my favorite things on earth. Yeah. I love coffee. In fact, when I heard about this show for the first time, I got excited because I thought, brews were coffee, but I found out that wasn't.
I mean, I love coffee, but since you know me, you should have known better.
I have drank coffee on this show.
No, but he said his favorite season's winter, and I would completely agree with from a photographic standpoint. I love winter. I think it definitely is my favorite season. And I don't know if this is a winter image. I mean, to your point, it could be falling snow. Yeah, it's so mysterious, but yet also you kind of know what you're looking at, but you don't. It just makes me question a lot of things in the scene. So I love that about it. It's very engaging.
Maybe he's powered by black coffee and cocaine, and his bag just like
exploded.
Yeah, it got windy.
Expensive shot.
So you said this is not underwater? I assume this is underwater when I looked at it for some reason.
That was my first
Alex.
thought. Yeah. Well, because of the waviness of some of those.
Yeah,
stalks,
exactly.
But
yeah,
I bet it's not.
It says it's fine brushed fleece.
Yeah, so I was about to read it. I just looked it up.
Fleece.
Glimmers of bronze, shines very poetic.
Yeah.
And gradually warmed by midday sun. So, yeah, I don't think it's underwater. I think it may I don't fucking know. Crazy.
Wow.
When you Google fleece, you get, obviously the fleece layers and stuff. So I couldn't figure it out.
Oh, it's a microscopic image of a jacket. Got it.
Right. Just cut a hole and
the macro image of his Patagonia.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really well composed though. Like the edges are all really clean, and I feel like the main shapes are like fit nicely in the frame. Even the top right, I like the little like curvy thing is like in the corner just nicely, and a lot of
contains the image nicely.
Yeah. The composition, like there's a lot of details in it that just make it like, to me, like harmonious and calming.
Yeah, it's great flow through the image.
Yeah, these could be tricky with the shadows too. I think he handled them well in terms of both composition and processing. Like they're not too dark, not too bright, has depth. And I guess let's just call it snow or cocaine or whatever, but the little white dots, like it feels like there's a lot of texture, but also it feels really soft at the same time, like fleece maybe, which is an interesting like juxtaposition to be able to pull off there, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of gives the scene a bit more movement too. Like it feels like they're like kind of, I mean, that's why I thought it was snow, because it doesn't really feel like they're resting on the plants. It feels like they're suspended in the air.
Ash, right, from the fire.
Maybe, yeah.
Or he was about to do a line and sneezed and
blew
hit the
everywhere.
shutter button. Yeah.
We'll have him on at some point. We'll get to the bottom of it.
He's got some.
He does say he likes beer too. So,
have you been on Matt Payne's podcast, Matt?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever been like interviewed before or anything?
Yeah. Grant Swinburne, landscape photography world. We did one, I don't know, a couple months ago, but I have plans with Matt.
Nice.
So
how long have you been doing photography?
Yeah, that's a tough question, because like seriously and doing landscape photography, I would
that's
say
what I mean. Not touching cameras, but
not dick pics, dude.
Basically before, I would say 2019, 2020.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty recent.
Before the pandemic. Yeah.
I mean, just from looking at your work, I assumed you hadn't been doing it for very long, but
yeah. Well, I was going to say,
I was like waiting for that. I was like, I know exactly where this is going.
How did you get through the room?
You guys are on your B list of artists now, or is this like a one-off sort of thing?
Yeah, all the top guys stopped wanting to come on once they saw some of our episodes and got through that pretty quick.
They're like, we can't share this.
Yeah, that's cool. This one's fucking crazy. We just featured one of his images in an episode that hasn't come out yet, so you haven't seen it. But
nice.
I was happy to feature another one, especially this one, because like to me it looks like the Northern Lights. Like it has that like
that's what I thought.
Vertical like kind of glowiness to those green lines, but as you look at it, it looks like it's like pond scum with interesting light reflecting in the surface. But yeah, such a cool image.
It's a great title for it too. You can just see that.
What did you title it?
Pond scum with.
Oh, yeah.
No, he calls it Algae Aurora.
Yeah, that's a great name.
Aurora Algialis.
Aurora. Yeah, that's a great name.
Algae Borealis.
It's got such good dimensionality though because of that. Like whatever he saw, whatever it was that was causing that, like just literally makes it like 3D. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Is dimensionality a word though, or is it just dimension?
I think it's a word.
No, dimensionality is a word. I know it's got like more than 3 syllables, so it's hard for you to comprehend, Eric. But
I hear you use it a lot, but I feel like dimension gets the same meaning across. Like, what's the difference between dimension and dimensionality?
The number of dimensions something has.
Dimensionality adds more dimension to the phrase.
Dimensionality is the quality of having or appearing to have height, length, and width.
Couldn't you say it has a lot of dimension?
Rather than being flat. You probably could, but if you're limited to like 2 syllables.
So there was a lot of dimensionality to Matt's opening picture.
Yeah.
A log.
Right.
Exactly.
Right in the
I
snake.
learned all my vocabulary on this show.
Girth and width.
This is an educational show at its core.
Exactly.
For sure.
Never said the education was useful, but education nonetheless.
I even like how there's some red bits that remind me of the Northern Lights.
Mm-hmm.
It adds another dim to it. Don't want to use too many syllables. I'll use many syllables when few do trick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Add to it.
I do love again, another image that's like represents something that it's really not for me.
You have a type.
I do have a type. Yeah, I do. No, I think it's really well seen. I like the processing on it. A lot of like color separation, but like muted, again, one of those that's like not pushed too far. Like you guys were mentioning on Blake's image. I think it's a really well composed scene. Has a lot of flow to it.
Yeah, I just love how it gets across this like very abstract, like it resembles something entirely different than what it is, while still just being a straight shot. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I really appreciate that.
No shame.
Yeah, like you can totally tell that it is pond scum when you look at it for more than a second. But
right,
that's
but the initial reaction.
Like, what the hell am I
like,
looking at? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, not the
what
hell
time
I'm
of
looking
day
at.
this
Like, I'm
was.
looking at Northern Lights.
It's got like it's almost like a magic eye kind of thing too, with the like the vertical, whatever I'll call it, tree reflections. I don't know what they actually are, but it's like it's got dimensionality to it.
There you go. Good word.
Good, yeah, it's great dimension. I feel like it was probably shot at golden hour because I see some like golden light in the reflection, but definitely some intense light because it is very luminous.
Yeah, like a clear golden hour day.
You don't get those like glowing reflections without direct sunlight.
But he handled the contrast well in light of that too, I think, right? Like it'd be easy to push this a little bit too far. Yeah, to pump it, yeah. And
then also the focus too, how like it gets softer from foreground to background. Gives it more of a painterly soft feeling.
More dimensionality.
In that
what do you
case,
think like an average sorry. What do you think like an average Joe would think of this, like a non-photographer? Would they be like
somebody that's not an aficionado of pond scum?
Yeah, we're all like, hell yeah, scum. But I'm curious.
I think they would probably think it's more abstract than like what we think, right?
Yeah, like, is this a painting?
Yeah,
paint it.
Yeah,
I feel like if that lower left like corner wasn't as in focus as it is, it would look a lot more abstract. But that like a little bit of like focus on the bottom left makes it a little more obvious what exactly it is, right?
Yeah. I just like that it's not forced. Like it's almost like he didn't even try to make it resemble something else. It just like naturally does. And the way he framed it, of course, like that makes a big difference, his composition and perspective and everything. But like he didn't do anything extra to like try to force it to resemble something else.
Yeah, I love this image. Now I'm excited to see the other one featured.
This one's super crazy. I love Luis's work.
What?
Man, right? I clearly have a type, right? So
yeah. Spacey, but in the water.
Yeah, exactly. That's I love like space and stuff too. So this one,
space and stillness and silence. And
yeah.
Thanks for the plug.
You're welcome.
Which plug are you talking about?
The one you've been vibrating with your phone remotely? Or is that
It's a kid show? It's a reading show, man. Come on.
Yeah, Matt's holding back, dude. He's acting like a gentleman. He's a fucking scoundrel. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah. Put on my game face for today. No, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious maybe why I like this one. And, on that note, I think this is one of those that, again, resembles something sort of that it's not, or like takes you somewhere else.
Well, I have no idea what the hell it is.
Well, yeah, I don't either. But like, obviously, when we all look at this, right, I think obviously we all think, okay, this is like something in space. It looks like something like that, right?
Looks like a fetus or something to me. Like some.
I was going to say it looks like an embryo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, maybe
jellyfish too. There's lots of shit it can be.
Yeah, but like I think
I went and grabbed one of his books that I have, which is really nice. It's called Casa.
Ooh.
It's all pictures from
inside his house,
Portugal. Yeah, just
Mi casa.
yeah, it's really cool though.
Matt, do you know what the white stuff is? Like, what is the white stuff in this image?
That's what you
fetus.
said.
Do you think if we start making abortion jokes, we'll get like kicked off YouTube?
Yep.
Probably just by saying that, you'll get off YouTube.
Yeah, probably
Sorry,
gonna
Matt.
edit that out.
It would.
There goes your show, Matt.
I never made that connection for sure. Yeah.
What do you mean? He didn't title this abortion? It's like a no-brainer.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's not on his website.
Aborto.
Is it in his
Covered a
book
lot
here?
of ground in this episode already. Talked about cocaine and worship.
Typical
and
photography topics. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
it's what you'd
Fine
expect.
art. Fine art photography. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's still nature photography, right?
Everything's nature. If you
Yeah,
think about it.
exact.
Man.
Thank you.
We're all stardust, man.
The layers of color he has in the background there, but it you know, it reminds me of those gas clouds, for, you know, like a deep space image and all that. So, but it's got like
it's
this
like
weird, like organic vibe, but also like deep space vibe to it.
Yeah.
That little like
You've
green
got
dusting
three elements,
is
right?
icing on the cake too.
Yeah,
I think
actually pulls it all together.
Yeah. And I don't think this would get lost on like your average untrained eye, like viewer, right? Like I don't know, someone outside of nature photography or whatever that I think the idea comes across pretty well.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of abstract stuff, you kind of have to have some experience to be able to appreciate it. But this is like one that I think would blow anybody away, like grab their interest right away.
Yeah, the color palette is like kind of definitely attention grabbing too.
Yeah, it's so
He does great
graphic,
work
right?
with color.
Yeah. Just those primary colors. It's super graphic. And you've got almost like three elements, right? That are, well, I don't know what the yellow dots are. Maybe they're the same as the yellow, whatever that is under the water. I'm assuming that's water. They've got those, the like cloud looking bank of the water, and then the white thing too. I think that's pretty neat. It all comes together.
Sometimes we make fun of the putting this golden ratio spiral across images all the time, but this one like actually has it.
Yeah.
Like for real.
For real.
If it was like slightly off center, it would.
Just crop it. Yep.
I just mean the white part, not the entire image.
What is
Got
this
there,
one
Eric?
titled?
Yeah, Matt, tell
He
us.
titled it "The Son I Never Had."
Oh god.
Oh goodness.
It's in Portuguese, so I don't know. Does
We should
anyone
try and guess what-
Eric, please
That's what
pronounce
it
this
is.
for
Yeah,
us.
it's close enough. You should be able to figure that out.
I think it's titled "The Price of a Fun Weekend."
I don't know how to pronounce it in Portuguese, but Sierra Miro, probably way off.
Well, all it is series, and the image is called Mito, which in Spanish
Rio
means
Tinto.
look, like the past of look. But I don't know, in Portuguese, it could be a completely different word.
Yeah, I guess he shot it in Spain, in the Rio Tinto.
Oh,
That makes sense.
that explains the color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the effect too, how it's super in focus at the bottom, the yellow part, and then it also drops out of focus, gives it that ethereal feel, dimensionality.
To it.
I'm just going to say that about every photo.
now I want
drops
his
away.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that still for sale, Eric?
No, so I actually was really lucky to get that one. It was like his last copy, and we traded books for it.
Eric, I saw you pour a beer. What do you got?
I did. Jimmy poured one before me. You can ask about that. What the hell?
I
You
missed
don't care
it.
about what Jimmy's drinking?
I want to know what Jimmy's drinking. What do you got, Jimmy?
This one is a new one. It's called Farmer Junior from Fidens. It's a single IPA. It's got Mosaic, Citra Galaxy, and Nelson.
Pacing yourself.
Yeah, it's a long night.
I'm trying to cleanse my palate after that chocolate protein shake.
6.8%.
How is that one? I'm excited for it because I've been liking lower ABV stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm really liking it. Actually, it's really solid. I mean, it's definitely not a double, but it's really flavorful. They just really packed in a whole lot of hops into that.
Yeah, lately sometimes I just want like a lighter beer, and I go in my fridge and it's all triple IPAs, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to tackle one of those right now.
Yeah, I've been running into that too. I was just going to add with his work here, the way he treats moving water is really pretty amazing. Like if you look across some of his images, there's some river scenes. and coastal scenes. That just really gorgeous treatment of water. It's actually really inspiring. He's got one about the ocean from Santa Cruz in the Azores. It's just really pretty spectacular.
Yeah,
All
he's got a lot
the
of great stuff.
shutter speeds he picks in a lot of these. I'm on his website, and they're like the right speed where it shows the flow of the water, but there's still some detail.
Yeah,
very nice.
Yeah, textures. It stands out for sure.
So I'm also drinking a Fidens now, kicking off the night with a Jasper with peach. So it has a little bit of a fruit addition. So all Citra hops, 7.8%. You guys have had Jasper before, I'm pretty sure.
What is Jasper?
It's their classic. It's just their classic double IPA that they do.
Oh, it's the name of the beer.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think I got one of those in the shipment, right? I think it was the Ruwaka.
Jasper and Eggers special. Oh, the triple Jasper, the Ruwaka. That one's amazing, man.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that one. Don't share that one.
Don't tell him
It's
that.
not the one to give to your brother-in-law when he comes to town.
Yeah, I know. That one's really nice. They've
You
been
heard
doing
it here,
Jasper,
Alex.
I think, from the get-go.
No. Matt was going to bring some over on New Year's Eve to share.
Oh, I doubt it'll last until then, dude.
Yeah, it had a little sticker on it. It's like, drink me now.
Can't say no to that.
This one's really nice. I love how the texture just fills the frame from all the little branches, the understory and stuff.
Yeah.
This is a guy I'm surprised we haven't had on, actually.
We have once.
Have we?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Really?
I'm almost positive. If not, then I'm glad we have, but I thought we did.
Because his work is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so hard to choose which image. I don't know. This one kept standing out. He's got so many good images on his website. I feel like he does forest scenes so well.
Yeah.
Like some of my favorite. And yeah, I don't know. This image it's got a lot of like similar color and tonality to it as Blake's image, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
What I really love, I love the composition on this. And in fact, I didn't find this on his website. I found maybe like similar images to this, but for some reason this wasn't on his website. But it was instantly one of my favorite of his scenes. I think when I'm shooting scenes like this, I think, I overthink, like whether or not to show the bottom of the trunk, like coming out of the ground. Right. And he's got like two that I can see clearly in there, but in this case, it works really, really well. In my opinion, because it's so well balanced and it kind of frames that, I guess, off center grouping of trees on the left. There's so much depth in this scene, so much color. I mean, it's super appealing to me. I love this image.
The tree spacing is phenomenal. I mean, this is one of those images, like talking about people like untrained eyes or, people that aren't really like into actually doing nature photography would look at this and be like, oh, like, what's the big deal? But like, it's the subtleties of being able to find the composition and have that spacing that actually makes it work. Mm-hmm. Just, really well composed. It's so hard to do that. But and when you do it, it's so subtle, Mm-hmm. It just really makes an impressive image.
Yeah, he has countless incredible forest scenes, but I was actually really happy you chose this one because it has like just ordinary overcast lighting conditions, no like ethereal atmosphere. It doesn't rely on like conditions or lighting whatsoever. It's just like really nice composition and texture. And it's just like everything you see here was created by the photographer, the way he composed it and stuff. There's no like natural effects taking place.
I would even say, like, if it had crazier conditions like fog or crazy lighting, it would almost take away because it's such a perfect, to your point, Mike, spacing both left to right and depth wise, right? Like the spacing there. And then all of the leaf spacing too is just I mean, it's so hard to find this kind of thing. And then to compose it well is on top of that.
And to have like such great dimension without light and shadow creating it.
Totally.
I'm drawn to that because here in the Pacific Northwest, we don't get a lot of light and shadow sometimes. And so it's fun to play around in those flat light settings. And when you can rely on color contrast and like, you know, shape and form, that's, I don't know. I love that.
For sure.
That immediate foreground that he has in there with the, you know, trees, really small young trees sticking up, creating those layers. Like so many times I feel like we're trying to get those things out of the way, but actually like improve the image.
That's like one additional
Yep.
matter of depth to it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a great
And
point.
the vantage point is, it totally
Yeah,
works.
it's like
It's just,
I think he's like up above or something because he's almost like eye level with the crown of the trees.
yeah.
Did he like climb a tree to get this? You know?
That's a good question.
Might have been a bridge or something, or from the road. Like if there's like a goalie or something.
Drone shot, just flying a drone in this dense forest.
Parachute.
Yeah.
You only get one
It's
chance.
another early fall image. We're figuring out Matt's
a lot of green.
preferences.
Yeah.
I mean, I like late fall too, you know?
Prove it.
There's no more late fall scenes in here, or no more fall scenes.
All fall's good for sure.
I deviated from my type here for this image.
Branching out.
Be about that. Yeah.
Play in the field a little bit. Yeah.
I love those diagonal branches in the top third of the frame too. They just like really help to kind of close it off, so it's not just like moving you upwards and out of the scene. It's like it kind of starts to come back in.
Has
Really
anyone
nice
gotten
flow.
Antonio's book?
No, Hypnosis. What was it called?
Yeah, Hypnosis. I don't have it either, but I was considering it.
Yeah, I should hit him.
Was it
up.
new? Did
Guy
he just
told-
release it?
It was a year or two ago.
This website says he's on his second print, so must have gone well.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Prefaced by Guy Tall.
I love the cover of it too.
Maybe we should get it.
That's
he's
The cover is nice.
always
That's
looking
really
for
nice.
something.
Brent can buy it for all of us for Christmas. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, Brent.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks,
Very
Brent.
generous.
yeah.
Man,
They
dude.
go really,
Now you
really
don't,
nice
now
on
you don't
Mike.
have to come up with something.
Cheers. Thank you.
I know you're racking your brain trying to figure out what to get me.
Yeah,
Just really stressing about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
they go really
yeah,
nice
easy.
on Mike's wall.
That would.
Your wall's looking pretty bare, Mike.
I know. It's because I'm trying to sell my house.
Are you really trying to move?
Yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So that's why I haven't like framed or put anything up. Yeah.
Where are you trying to go? You coming out to Utah, you bastard?
No, I would love to live in Utah. No, I'm just like moving closer to the hospital, closer to town. I'm kind of over managing 68 acres of fucking land. It's like totally occupies way too much of my time in the spring, summer, and fall. It's like
A lot.
Novelty wore off. Now you just want to move into
that's
a
exactly
fucking.
what it is.
You're gonna move into a filing cabinet in the city, just like.
Yeah, we don't really have that in Vermont, thankfully, but it'll be a little bit more. Place I'm buying is about an acre, so
Nice.
a little bit more manageable.
Wow.
Free up some time to take more pictures, do other shit.
Well, hopefully you don't sell it before I come out, so I can stay out in the cool place.
Yeah, it's true.
We can have a rager out
But-
there, big bonfire.
Now, actually, for like having other people, the place that I'm getting is way better. It's like, yeah. I mean, it doesn't have the scene, you know, the view that I have right now, but and the land and shit. But the house itself is way better for having more people over.
Can you still jack deer from the driveway at the new place?
No, in fact, actually, that's one of the biggest downfalls of it is I can't just go out in my yard and shoot guns anymore. But
Not with that attitude.
it's true.
I mean, you're still gonna live in
How long
America, aren't you?
you were out? Yeah, 2 or 3 hours in before you got your doe.
It was about 2 hours. So it was it wasn't a doe. It was a buck, dude.
Right.
It was like 2 hours after.
You shot a
sunrise.
fucking baby. Admit
It
it.
took so long. Damn.
I know, right? Yeah. So yeah, that's down in my freezer right now.
So, anyways, Yokota Shinji, great photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm jealous of all these Japanese photographers. I mean, I feel like
I know,
this
they're
maybe is a
putting out
scene that
some work.
we could come across here in Oregon, but yeah, I mean, they're putting out some amazing work. I think you're going to Japan, right, Eric? Soon-ish?
Yeah, I'll
That way-
shoot all this shit. Don't worry.
Yeah. No, Yeah. So this image, I don't know. It's one of those, I think it has such an amazing like story component to it, that I love in images. I feel like I can feel the power of this river or, whatever, just stripping, everything off of the limbs of this branch. It's like weathering the rocks. That aspect of it is really, really awesome. As far as like the composition and stuff goes, you've got kind of the dendritic patterns, of course the branch, but across like the tops of the rocks, there's flow and power, and, the color, across the scene is very like subdued and muted. And so that it like, I think it draws you in more to the story. So you're not focusing as much on, the actual like color or like other elements of it. So you're really like honing in on the idea of the scene. It just has a lot, to explore in it. And I think he captured this so well. It's one of those scenes I really wish I could come across and like execute on. And, I love this image.
It's such a cool image. I love how it's like the flow of the water is just kind of like different directions throughout. It kind of, even though it's seemingly chaotic, it kind of actually ties it together in a weird way, and like kind of contains the composition like around that branch.
Yeah, the movement's cohesive.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, that's, to be able to see this.
It does feel very powerful, but it could easily just be like a small stream, and like the shutter speed is giving it that effect that the water is like crushing the rocks and the branch, and also just like the lack of scale from the composition and stuff. So yeah, it's another thing that's cool about it.
Cool that the branch actually really resembles a large mature tree.
Matt, did you say it was dendritic?
Yeah, can you define that for Eric?
That's a word.
It's got great dendritiality.
Dendritiality?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you could add ality to anything and it works. Any word.
Bestiality.
Yeah.
Well, dendritic, right? Like mimicking the shape of a tree, essentially. That's
right.
Oh, that's a word for sure.
Yeah.
We're not sure Eric
It's
understands.
the branching patterns actually is what it refers to.
What is it in Spanish, Eric? How do you say that word?
Dendritic, I'm not sure. Never had to use that one while I was in Panama teaching people about Jesus.
It's never came up.
He was a carpenter,
Surprisingly.
I mean, come on.
Allegedly.
And see, I didn't see him build anything.
Built a whole religion. I like the S sort of shape that maybe it's not obvious, but like this kind of shape that it's making all the way across. And then you've got the tree right in the middle. That's just really nice to me. It really leads you through, and then you put it kind of on the third, but it works.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
who gave Alex
really
permission to draw shit all over the images?
I'm gonna use the
Don't worry,
technology,
people
man. I
won't
don't
see
know.
it.
I'm on Zoom
People
like
won't see
14
it.
hours a day, so. Oh, really?
Oh.
They don't see it on the recording?
No, because I swap out the images for higher res photos.
Oh.
Zoom compresses it and stuff, dude. It's a high production show, man. I don't know why you're surprised.
Yeah, wow, jeez. You can't tell when I'm watching it.
For everyone
lot.
watching, Alex has got his Wacom tablet out and he's like drawing.
I'm like editing, post-processing.
Quit drawing dicks all over these, dude.
It's not too late, guys. I'm sure there's more images. It also feels like something that you could walk past so easily, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
For sure. Yeah.
No, I said you, not me. Yeah. But yeah, really, really nice.
I wonder if he was on a bridge looking down or standing directly in the stream or
It'd
what.
just be the edge of a
It could like be lower, like he's on rocks or something, or
the edge of a stream.
he's putting shit in the chat. Potty break. You can just get up and go. Just don't turn your mic off.
Right.
We want to hear that shit. We want to make sure you're not doing anything sketchy in the background.
Assess
We gotta
your
monitor
flow.
you. The catheter. Yeah, you know.
All right, I'll be back.
All right. Time for us to talk shit on Matt.
Thought
Say
he'd
what we
never
really
leave.
think. Yeah.
What is with that goofy accent? God damn.
I can't even understand him. God.
Yeah.
Georgians.
You sure he's
Well,
from here?
Sputnik.
I did crack another beer. It's a triple IPA called Pestilence from False Hope Brewing. I think that's also a Connecticut brewery. It's much better than the last one. You guys heard of
Okay.
that? It's a 9.5%.
It's a cool name.
I
Pestilence.
haven't heard of him.
And it's kind of got Brewhouse vibes with the art and the
Yeah.
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 yeah. It's like some weird like predator or werewolf thing. I don't know. It's good
False
though.
Hope and Pestilence. That's like death metal vibes.
Yeah,
Creepy.
totally, man.
Yeah.
You could be their band sponsor.
You guys should collab with him.
So Brent, I forget if we told you this, but after meeting up with you guys in Utah last fall, we were blasting Lords of the Trident at my ears were bleeding. It was awesome. Just on the drive back, I was going like 120 miles an hour. I didn't even know it.
Hell yeah.
It's really cool. Yeah,
Thanks.
it was pretty metal. Yeah, good stuff.
Keep you awake in the middle of the night.
That was middle of the day. I don't know. I was tired from all that Culver's. It's really weighing me down. The timeline actually isn't right for that, but no one else knows. It's okay.
Nice.
All right, guys, I need to make room for the next beer.
You're all perked up now after your quick little.
Pit stop.
Little.
You do both nostrils? Jeez. You gum
Yeah,
it.
you have two nostrils.
Pack some in there.
Oh boy, what are we pouring
What do we
now?
got there, Matt? Yeah.
I've been waiting to drink this one. Let's see. Look at that pour.
Wow.
Gosh, it looks like cake batter.
It's so thick. So this is Power Beyond Control.
Oh yeah, that one was great.
So it's Simcoe,
Citra,
Mosaic,
Semco, Mosaic.
Eric remembers all the details. What percentage is it, Eric?
That's 10. They're always 10.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
flat 10.
I think all of the triples are 10.
Yeah, from Fidens.
Yeah.
I have a dumb question. How do they if they always are 10? That to me says that they're trying to keep it at that exact number. So how does that work? You guys know? How do they keep it so exact? Or is it actually exact?
I'm pretty sure it has to be accurate, but yeah, I have wondered that how can every single batch always be exactly the same? But I mean, the alcohol content comes from how much yeast they put in, because that's how much alcohol will be produced before the yeast dies off, and then how long they let it ferment and stuff. So if they have it down to a perfect science, I guess it would theoretically turn out the same way every single time. So just perfect quantities.
So good.
Biden's obviously has it down to a science. So
Yeah, it's pretty consistent coming out of them. Occasionally there's an off batch, but it's pretty uncommon. I honestly think they don't even mention it or even can it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Everyone's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
We get
super
basically
crazy.
everything they release, and it's always top notch. There was one that turned out bad and they refunded us.
That one's wild.
Yeah, I was just thinking that one. What one was that?
It was Reclaimed, I think it was called.
Yeah, that's right. It was in a pink can.
Yeah, poured out brown
right.
and
Reclaimed. Oxidized fast or something.
This one has a funk to it.
yeah. Semco can be kind of dank. Usually it's pineapple-y, but also piney and a little bit of dank.
Yeah. No, that's really good.
I'm glad you cracked that, because you definitely want to have a beer in you while we're going through these now.
So we can get through this part.
Yeah,
yeah, you got to put it in your mouth guard now
and the jock strap.
and the plug.
You take the plug out.
Oh right, yeah. Or turn it up, whatever. So okay, I chose this one. So this one, I think I don't know.
This is down the road from you guys, right?
Yeah, so this is a local image, a Bend local image, Oregon local. And I don't know, Matt and I have gone out and shot this kind of thing, or tried to shoot this kind of thing a number of times. And I don't have an image like this. And I think I'll get to the image itself. I think it stands on its own.
Jealousy, yeah.
A lot of jealousy, or we'll say jealousy. because I don't have this kind of image, and I think it speaks to Matt's perseverance. He gets out more than I do, and I'm always like, I have a lot of FOMO, but I think this is one of those images where we live, it's, you have to either get really lucky or just go out a lot, and Matt goes out a lot. Because, for example, the understory here is often not completely covered, and it's this it's sort of this like manzanita, yeah, a lot of manzanita, and like that will often, like the green leaves will show through. So to get this clean, like snow covered of an understory is actually quite difficult. So for me, like living here, this is like, I don't know, I'll say like an ideal or close to ideal, like snowy Ponderosa shot. Like I'm still looking for something like this myself. And obviously, like, we talked about that, I think was it Antonio Aleo, the spacing of the trees. I mean, to me, this one, the trees are just perfectly spaced. Obviously there's like a story here too, with sort of the juvenile tree over left of center. And what's cool about it too, right, is that, you could glance at it for a half second and almost miss that smaller tree. And so there's like an element of like first impression, immediate, and then you're like, oh wait, there's a small tree in there. And of course that tells a nice story, and just the focal length, you've got the height of all the other trees, making the smaller one feel smaller and more sort of like protected or whatever, or juvenile. And I'm just reading what I wrote down here. I think the color palette too, it's like classic winter color palette, the red and the green, the white, and the reds of Ponderosas could be tricky to manage sometimes. Like sometimes they look weird. So I think he did a good job engine the color here and the depth with the atmosphere, which is just another layer that's added on here to me. So yeah, really, really nice shot. One of my favorites of his. So yeah, good stuff, man. Wow. That's my speech. Wow.
Yeah. I thought he was never going to stop. God. Just going and going and going. I took half notes. The shit he said. I tuned out.
Thought I was getting a standing ovation from Eric, but guess not.
No, I was applauding the speech that he spent all day writing, apparently.
Yeah. ChatGPT wrote it. But.
Yeah, I was going to say AI wrote it for sure.
Yeah, it's killer.
I remember when you first posted this one, I gasped audibly.
I like the M for Matt. In the right.
I was seeing like V, but yeah, it is an M if you.
I've never seen that. Yeah,
I can't unsee it now.
Obviously, the conditions are amazing, but my thought was something Alex mentioned too, was that it has storytelling in it, and as far as I know, you strive for that in your images, so it comes through really strong in this one.
Yeah, I love that smaller tree off to the right too, because there's that one juvenile tree on the left third. And then, I guess this image in general, there's just so much for the eye to kind of wander around to. And so it was a little bit before I saw that even smaller tree off on the right. And I think that just complements, this, like what Brent was saying, the storytelling here. It's just kind of like the generations of trees, kind of all captured in one scene.
I've driven really through this forest a couple times too. And I know like you and Matt, you and Alex like go out all the time. Like it is not easy to shoot in here either. Like it's finding stuff like this is really, really difficult. Hard to get like the right perspective and stuff. And cause everything's just like perfectly flat and really hard to get good dimensionalityness. That
was a good try.
That was a good, yeah. Good there. No, these are my favorite moments. I don't know. I love to be in the forest when it's like snowing and, Alex isn't around stomping through the scene. And
yeah.
Calm stomping you, pushing you out of the
No, to be alone in like a forest like this is pretty awesome. Cool experience.
It's often really quiet too. The snow dampening the sound, and again, Alex not being around. It's nice and quiet. Yeah,
always a plus. Yeah, every time I go out and shoot, it's great because Alex isn't there. That's the thing I think of. Like
the secret to your success.
God, I'm glad Alex isn't here right now. Never take that for granted. Does it shut?
So the texture, the patterning that you get on the Ponderosas is really pretty amazing stuff. Like we just don't have anything like that over here on the East Coast. We get the white birches and all that, but I mean this is really, like
really wet snow, right? Like the stuff that cakes on.
Yeah, I would say I forget what time of year this is, but I would say it's definitely a little wetter than.
Yeah, it looks heavy.
Yeah, because otherwise, like you really wouldn't have that much snow on the tree trunks. First of all, because they're vertical, it wouldn't like stick to them. And then also shooting ponderosa. Sometimes you get like snow and everything, but the little like balls of needles don't really have the white on them, so it's like it just kind of feels like patchy, and like here it's like really filled in and caked on, which is
but
nice.
Everything's wetter than than Utah. Your snow is like perfect
For
snowboarding and stuff, but for photography it falls off of trees and stuff like really quickly.
Okay.
Like we don't get those, like you have like some sick new photos of like those pine trees just like encased in, like they look like snowmen or something. They're just like all clumped up with snow.
Oh yeah.
We never get that.
That's like freezing fog too.
Yeah.
So it's like fog, like, I don't know. There's wet snow and then there's like the rime ice that comes too, but it all like cakes on the trees pretty well. And then it like warms up and then you get that like snow falling off the tops of the tree, which kind of creates some cool scenes if you can time it right. But yeah, I'd say.
How long ago did you shoot this? 2 years?
This might be 2 years ago. I actually don't think I got out into the Ponderosa forest during a good snowstorm at all last season. So I'm really itching to do that again this year, but I forget why. But like Alex is right, the timing on this is like key because, in these parts of the forest, at least here, you really got to wait for a couple of storm cycles to kind of build up the understory, like the snow on the ground. And it's in an area that like often will warm up quicker. And, if it's an interesting year, like you'll get more snow on the ground, but it can be very patchy. So you really got to wait for the right timing and get out there. And, this was during an actual storm. I think I went with like a really slow shutter speed here to kind of keep some of the falling snow out of the frame. I've done some others with like showing some of that texture, but here I liked it. But
it's gotta be cold, right? For a while for it to build up. Like you mentioned, like we've had a record sort of November in terms of snowfall here this year, but like it's really warm. I think it's like 50 or plus degrees right now. So I'm assuming where this is like all melted off or mostly melted off and
hasn't been accumulating.
Yeah.
It's probably this is probably like January or February. There's no sense in really like getting out there right now to try to find something like this.
Do snowboarders have a term for wet, heavy snow? I've heard them say fresh pow pow for
pow. For dry, yeah. It would be like
stuff.
Like Sierra concrete or something like that, or Cascade concrete, I should say. Yeah, Sierra or Pacific North wet would be another one.
Sierra sludge.
Sierra sludge. Yeah, that's the one I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Nice.
But the nice thing about Bend is it's further east or inland compared to like Mount Hood is a little bit more west, so it gets in like Mount Baker and all the Seattle areas, Washington, a lot of the Washington stuff is closer to the coast. So it's a little bit drier. Yeah. So we get a good sort of mix of dry and wet. Nothing I would say, or rarely the same as Utah. You guys are just spoiled, but it's drier than like a typical sort of Pacific Northwest, which is really nice.
Yeah. We're in a high desert. So yeah, it's very dry out here.
To become a high desert after the legalization of everything.
I wasn't here at that point.
Yeah, that was before my time.
Now they reversed that, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I took it back.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, so this is the image I chose, and like as soon as I saw it, I knew it was the one that I was gonna want to feature. I love the simplicity of it. Like I love minimalist images, and a lot of your images have that quality, but this one really stood out to me. And I think it's, now that we've seen the images that you kind of chose, I can kind of see those themes kind of coming out throughout your portfolio. And this is, again, an image that just kind of exemplifies the same things in the images that you chose. It just has a nice flow to it. It's well contained. There's a lot for the eye to see. Interesting color palette too, which really kind of grabbed my eye. But such a simple scene that's still somehow like incredibly engaging. And I love images like that. So really well done.
Yeah, I was really impressed by this one when I saw it in whatever collection it was in. Because is this from Utah or is this from, it's from your fall Utah gallery? Yeah, it was just something I didn't expect from you at all. Way above your level as a photographer, like way ahead of yourself. You probably just got lucky. But just like, I don't know, I was just really impressed by how it has like such subtle yet effective form. Like there aren't too many lines in this sandstone, but there's like just enough to where it does have nice visual flow. And then just like the crumpled up little pieces of leaves are super cool. And that's pretty unique. Like typically people are just looking for nice lush leaf carpets, but I don't know. I just like that gold dust that's in those little pockets.
I love how it looks like gold dust too. I think that's so cool. I mean, it's cool.
I didn't even realize those were leaf pieces of leaves. That's really crazy.
Nor did I.
He just like shoved a bunch in his mouth, was chewing them up, and
no, I thought it was goldfish. Like crunch up goldfish crackers,
some Doritos or some shit.
Yeah.
Alex was ahead of me on the trail, so I'm not sure.
I did pound a lot of goldfish. It was it could have been that. Not sure. Was this that one like little weird side canyon in Capitol Reef?
Yeah.
That was fun. We were geeking out on the rocks, this kind of stuff. But this one is awesome. Like the simplicity is incredible.
Subtleties make you look closer at it, at the image, and linger. The lines almost remind me of like moving water, like to the top right.
Yeah, I was going to add that it looks like to me, like I feel like I'm like way, way, way above like a landscape, and I'm looking at like rivers flowing from the left up to the upper right, like just the way they're kind of sinewing like a river.
No more gummies.
Go back here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Started early.
I'm like sitting here taking it all in. It's a weird feeling hearing people talk about your own images, but
I could be there tomorrow morning if I want.
We can stop. Let's stop.
Damn you.
We'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll spend more time here probably.
Yeah. So what? Can you articulate like what kind of? I don't know what you were thinking. What the hell you were thinking when you took this photo? How dare you?
Well, I didn't know if it was. I didn't know exactly what. I assumed it was like bits of rock that were kind of collected in these cracks. Because it was like
I just mean like it's just like so subtle though. Like what was it that like drew you in? Because I feel like a lot of people would just pass right by this, like including myself, without seeing anything.
Well, I guess
literally passed by it.
He was leaving his trail of goldfish. No, I love I noticed immediately, I guess, the contrast of, because above this was a bunch of like different rock colors and, formation that I was also staring at. But, I look down at my feet and I see all of these like interesting cracks in the rock that I'm almost standing on. And, a lot of like the color from, I thought these were like little bits of rock. Maybe they are from leaves that are like, have been eroded and like broken up into little pieces or decomposed, not eroded. And they were just like collected in these little pockets of the cracks. So I don't know. It was just a scene that I don't know exactly. Like, yeah, it was just the fact that they were caught in these little grooves of the rock that just, I guess, drew me to it. And that's ultimately what I was trying to photograph here. There's like
I thought those were like rock growths, like how like crystals or whatever. That's what I thought they were. Maybe they are leaves or goldfish. I don't know.
I guess it could be little pieces of rock. I've seen like little pieces of oak leaves everywhere, like late fall. So that's kind of what I thought.
Okay. Yeah, this whole area was like.
And who knows what Matt did with the saturation? So it could have been like brown or something. And
colored
he just
it all,
cranked it. Yeah.
Ritz crackers.
This whole area was like candy. I mean, there was just so much. I wish we had a whole lot more time there. And
yeah, where was it exactly?
I'll send you no. It was Capitol Reef.
Well, it changes every year too, though. Like you go back next fall and not see anything or see more stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't say that this was like a designated like area there.
Yeah.
We were just kind of driving and we were like, whoa, and stopped and kind of hiked out.
It's on the side of the road almost, right?
I honestly don't know where. I don't know if we might be able to find it. It was on the route between like where we were camping the night before and then Zion, and we were just passing through. So
Redfern Canyon, we'll call it.
There you go.
Yeah.
A lot of red ferns. I think you got like a couple of portfolio images from this little canyon, if I recall, or the collection images.
Yeah, there's like I like I don't know what kind of rock we're looking at here, but a lot of
I'm pretty sure it's sandstone.
Okay. It's just like super white color.
Navajo sandstone.
The red. Yeah. But I like the contrast because they were like I have another photo of like a tree in fall color. It was like tucked up right next to one of the sandstone walls. It was that area. But I like that contrast of like gold, yellow color with just the white.
Yeah. And if it's in the shade and you have like direct light, the white will turn like super blue and cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that whole wall we were shooting was kind of in the shade, like open shade, which is nice. Yeah. And this is again one of those
really nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say, this is one of those ones where you handle the contrast pretty well, very well, I would say. It's like just enough to give it the form and the lines and all that.
Dimensionality.
It's not, yeah. Hey, you got it right. Good job. Dimensionality. Yeah. But not too much.
You can start using it all the time now.
Just enough dimensions.
Well, the lines are dendritic as well. So.
Yes.
Dendriticality.
We should do like a bingo for this one, for this episode.
I wanted to throw in a wide angle scene from you so people could see that you don't just do all intimate stuff, even though I know this is from like a while back, but this one's really sick. And
that's awesome.
The light's perfect. And I love the little pieces of light in the bushes in the foreground that like really fills in the foreground nicely and really makes it for me. And then the rainbow's all right. And, storm clouds, but
you mean the double rainbow?
You were with them, weren't you, Alex? You have a photo.
I was literally, I should have sent you that.
Yours didn't turn out as good, but
yeah, mine's like the rainbow's broken. Cause I think you did a straight landscape orientation and I was doing a pano and the rainbow is like broken in the middle, but this actually got the inside cover of a local yearly photo book here in Bend. So this was locally recognized. It's good. It's a good one. Yeah, but there's an image or a snapshot that some lady took of us. Hero. I know. Yeah, took of us on our bellies, prone, like taking this shot side by side. Yeah, we were right next to each other. And it was cute because there was a couple. Remember that? Like, I think they were Indian. I don't know.
Another couple,
but like another couple. We tried to make it a thing, but they weren't having it. No, but they got the camper over there. I don't know.
It's really spiraling.
All right. Last thing I'll say. This really cute couple, I would say, they were newlyweds, and they were like freaking out because there was this scene happening, and we're like, "Yeah, this
did it last for a while."
I lasted for a while, but the scene did not. No, it didn't. Actually, credit to Matt. He saw so in the other direction. Behind, if you were to turn around here, so there was like a stormy day, and Matt, I remember you saw like this. So you see, there's like a patch of light, and it's dark behind, dark in front, and you saw this thing coming from the other direction, and you were like, I think that patch of light is headed our way, and we had just hiked up without our gear about a half mile from the parking lot of where this is, and we were like, holy shit, we were just scouting it or whatever, right? And we were like, holy shit, we've got to get our gear. And we like sprinted a half a mile, sprinted back with the gear, like totally out of breath. And by the time we got back, it was like this light was just starting, this patch of light was coming over, and we're like, we got to get it set up. And yeah, it was a cool experience though. And then this happened with the double rainbow, and this couple is like freaking out, and they're like, is this normal? And we're like, no, this is not. You got to enjoy this. Anyway,
awesome.
Sorry, Eric.
I just have one question. Did you ship?
Good shot.
I feel like I remember that Alex was like talking to them and like taking their photo for them and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not.
That's why I didn't get the shot.
Oh, you didn't shoot?
No, I shot. I got a shot.
I shot. Yeah. No, Alex has a portfolio image from like looking backwards from here.
Mm-hmm.
Too.
Well, just because he puts it in his portfolio doesn't say like that much.
Trash in, trash out.
I mean, I didn't say it was good. I just said it was a portfolio.
It's in there for some reason.
It is good.
You think you'll return to get some better conditions next time?
I don't know that you'll get better conditions here. I think this was the first time that I ever went to this spot. I think it was the first year too after moving here. Like at that point, Alex was like, "Hey, come check out this area," and we show up, and it's like the best conditions I've seen it in.
That's like it's
Crazy.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to visit. Haven't
got lucky. Yeah, no, I think if I went back here, I would. Well, I don't really take images like this as much anymore. But you know, if it presents itself, great. But I don't really like watch the weather to kind of seek it out. But I would like to explore other parts of this area too.
I was looking through your website and noticed like you do have a few wide angle shots or grander shots. I know you don't as much anymore, but like, did you like curate other ones out and just leave a few in that you really liked? Or like, how's your relationship with them changed over time?
Wow. Yeah, that's a great way. It was on my website. You were looking at them, or on my Instagram feed?
You have a few on your website. We were all going through your website looking for stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I think this was my ultra wide. I have a 14-24, and it's like one of 3 lenses that I own, and I've used that lens probably, I would say a generous assumption would be twice in a year. I just don't like see that way as much anymore. I mean, it is nice to be able to like do those kind of scenes and like, you know, show that I can do it and stuff. But I don't know. I find that it's very, very hard to like, you know, you mentioned earlier, like I approach wanting to find some sort of story in the image now. And I don't find that I can do that as easily with a wide angle. And if I can, you know, and it comes to me in the moment, then I'll definitely use it. But
you don't have a preference or like a bias against it or anything, but
no, yeah, it's more of like now I seek
work out the other way.
Yeah, now I seek those a little more like meaningful images for me. I mean, this one's a little bit like it's meaningful, right? Like it's amazing light, a really cool moment, but I don't know that I like seek that out and like plan for that sort of thing. Nowadays I just show up and like whatever I see, I shoot. It speaks to me. So yeah, I guess I find wide angle scenes few and far between.
I also picked out this one because I like the simplicity, yet it's like very visually captivating, and I love the cool color palette here and the background, like the ripples in the water, the way you froze them, like the way those little ripples are dispersed is really nice. Like they really fill out the background. It feels super intentional. And then like they're just like spider webs all over these plants. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Frozen too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
I went back to this spot like this year too, and yeah, I haven't seen frozen spider webs like that in a while. But this was a tricky one.
Yeah, the ripples, because to me this is like a very, I remember when you showed me this image when you first shot it and you were really stoked on it, which is makes sense because it's an awesome image. And the spider webs are so what's the word, like ghostly or ethereal. And then to your point, Eric, the ripples in the back sort of complement that, right? They feel like almost ghostly as well, which is pretty cool. And again, yeah, it ties together, right? And the conditions here, again, like, I mean, the image stands on its own, but knowing how rare this, I think, is, like, I don't know, I've never really seen exactly this kind of thing, which is pretty cool. And to your point,
you're saying this one was difficult, Matt, or?
Yeah, just like to get the water behind, because it was across. So there's like this island in the middle of the river, and I saw the scene from far away, right? I'm hiking the trail and I see the scene, but like
your
to
binoculars
get the right,
from a mile away, and then
I'm pretty sure this was at 400 millimeters. Like I'm zoomed in as far as I possibly can.
Like F22.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'd assume for the depth and dimensionality.
maybe.
And dendritic.
Well, it's far out there too, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a cute couple also looking at this scene?
No.
Oh, damn.
My wife
So you
was with me.
experimented.
We were
You
the cute
experimented a
couple.
lot with the background. Like you took a lot of exposures to get everything in the perfect spot.
Well, it was like I was like climbing up the bank behind me in order to get the right, because I don't know. I'm pretty sure the bank on the other side of the water there is like right at the edge of the frame, and I excluded it. So it was trying to get the water only behind rather than like the other part of the scene, and then of course getting the right like texture in the water. Good call.
Yeah.
So I worked it for a while, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Let's
it's
say like the color palette's like pretty important to this one.
Yeah. White and blue.
It taught me a
little bit of
lot.
brown.
Like, when it gets really cold and you're next to some like rapids and stuff, it's kicking up a lot of that like moisture, and that's probably why these like spider webs were frozen. It was early in the morning, so yeah, that was cool.
If Paul was here, he'd be like, "Where's the spider? I want to see the spider. I want to see the spider that's laying down that shit."
Reasons nuts off.
So true.
Do spiders have nuts?
That's good. Yeah, they do.
Oh, yeah.
They do. Yes.
They do. Oh, okay. All right.
Not when they're frozen off.
Jimmy would know.
Yeah, you're a teacher, right, Jimmy? Are you a science teacher?
He's a life
Yep.
science teacher.
That is an overstatement, but that's very
An
generous.
overstatement.
Well, it's a lot of science myths and falsehoods.
that you tell your students, or you don't tell your students.
Every day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Perpetuating the falsehoods.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes sense. Did you intend to go
Shoot.
out and shoot that day? Yeah. Did you sure? Or was it like a dog walk kind of situation?
It was a dog walk situation.
It was a dog walk. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a
But-
serendipitous.
Hey, your dog's pretty cool.
I've had way too many of those like days where you don't bring the camera gear and you see something.
So it was like
And,
iPhone
like-
12 Pro.
Yeah, with my 400 millimeter lens on it.
Yeah, the super little attachment thing.
What kind of dog do you have again?
He's a black lab
Yeah.
laying over
Where is
there on
he?
the couch.
That's
yeah,
two
he's
things.
3 years old, and he's a lot. He's awesome.
Do you consider yourself a DILF because you're a dog dad, or
Because
it doesn't count.
Phrase, but I yeah.
you've never heard DILF?
No.
Dear.
Jesus.
Dimensionality I'd like to find.
Yes, that's exactly what it means. Yes, move
There it
on.
is. Nailed it.
Oh shit, my headphones are going out.
Oh, I chose this one. I didn't prepare an essay or anything, but
Wow.
I think this is a recent one.
This was posted like yesterday.
Oh, I was on his website and found it. Man, obviously the snow is incredible. I love, or maybe it's hoarfrost. It's probably hoarfrost. But I like how the ground is exposed and gives it just like a nice color contrast, and in particular the like subtle shapes of the hills and the trees interacting together to me is just like super pleasing and balanced. Yeah, just super gorgeous.
That's a good point,
fog
Brent, because
out-
when I saw this, like, I like it, so I wasn't like picking it apart or like scrutinizing it or anything. But typically, like, without snow on the ground, I would that kind of be like a turnoff for me. I'd be like, oh, I wish there was snow everywhere, like if I was out shooting. But yeah, in this scene, it works super well.
Yeah, it's
it
almost like it
complements,
gives the
the-
image a really cool duality. It's like almost
Yeah.
two different seasons. It's like
Right.
and it fades in.
Yeah, it gives it a lot more separation.
The
The trees pop out a lot more.
I wouldn't have been
Snow
mad
is
if it was snowy on the ground too, but I just think it makes it interesting to me.
Yeah, it works here.
And the fog obviously really like simplifies the scene and allows the main characters to stand out more. So
I'm just always trying to find excuses to not shoot and just go drink. So I'd have been like, no snow, no go. Can't shoot it.
The fog is not too thick though. It's like the right thickness to it. So
Yeah.
you're getting a lot of really good detail in there. But the dead trees that are like left hand halfway center, they add a cool element to it. Because if they were like the other ones, it would, it kind of catches your eye in a way.
you shoot that this season?
Yeah, this was like, can you guys hear me? Because I had to switch headphones.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, cool. My headphones died. Yeah, this was a few weeks ago, actually. And I will say that these are like very elusive conditions for our area. And these are junipers, right? And I've shot them so many times in different conditions or like, gone out to shoot them and just never have found the right conditions to photograph them. When there's snow on the ground, it looks even messier, I think, just because these trees are very chaotic, right, already. And so like you add snow in the scene, I don't feel like it gives it enough, like the scene enough character. And I've tried to like shoot groupings of these trees, and I'll find groupings of these trees I like, but just the separation is a problem. And so, yeah, with the freezing fog, it really, for me, it worked. It, like, to your point, I personally like not having snow on the ground, because then it gives it that separation from the ground a lot more. And then the fog obviously adds separation between all of the different trees. Whereas without the fog, it would overlap, and the scene, to me, wouldn't work.
In the Ponderosa scene, we liked the snow on the ground. In this scene, we like that there's not snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Very
inconsistent. Because otherwise, there'd be no color in the scene if there was snow on the ground and there was fog.
Yeah.
And I feel like the color helps with the separation.
Yeah.
So
I think it would still be a pretty solid image I'm just trying to imagine.
It'd feel more ordinary, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what separates this one and elevates it, is actually the lack of snow and that contrast and that color separation it creates. So, yeah. And again, like, just like, I know exactly, well, not exactly where this is, but within like a 100 meter radius. And like, it is not easy to get to this spot. And most people would like see what you would have to do to hike up to get here. And they'd be like, I'm going to go drink a beer. And and so like, again, like the image stands on its own, but like, I think this is another example of like, speaks to your dedication. And I know I didn't prepare that one, but probably sounds like it did.
Makes it look easy, but
makes it look easy. Yeah.
Works real hard. Clearly. Were you like freaking out? Were you super stoked to see this?
Yeah.
I probably would be.
We shot a lot of stuff on the same day, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you posted one on Instagram today that was like really sick too.
Yeah, I took I just posted 3 of them, and that's all that I really think I got from that.
Mm-hmm.
But I felt like all 3 worked in a different way, so they worked good as like a pair or not a pair of 3, whatever the right term is.
A threesome, yeah.
Menage a trois. Yeah.
Yeah. Threesome.
I like on your website how you arrange them too. Like the 2 on the sides are gesturing in a symmetrical way. Yeah.
I know you like a good gesture, Brent. We've talked about that. I appreciate
it. At redfern.com. Prints available. One-on-one coaching for William Neal available now.
I'm so glad this one was chosen.
Oh, yeah, good. I've always liked this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the one I picked out. But I just not entirely sure what they're
speech.
Get the paper out, Jimmy. Get the paper out. It's okay. I read from the paper.
Teleprompter.
Right. Hold up the beer.
Exactly.
This blend of citra hops.
This reminds me of Simcoe.
The little electricity shit here is crazy. I know that's why Jimmy likes it.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Yep. You just caught a really amazing moment there. Those leaves are not hanging on long, but the reflections of the sun that you've got working in that flow is just really well balanced, and just a really special moment. Like, what was the scene like that you were shooting this in?
Yeah, was that like continuously happening, and it was just kind of changing form and shape, or was it kind of like there and not there, or like is this the only exposure that had those reflections from the sun like that? Or
I think I don't think I took a lot of exposures here, so maybe I got it right on the first one. Wow,
you're really patting yourself on the back tonight.
No, I mean, dude, water scenes like this where you're trying to get the right exposure is just, I'll fill a card full. Yeah. No, I think I first was looking at like the grouping of the leaves kind of rested on these rocks on the edge of the river. And, you notice like as you play with the shutter speed, you notice the light in the scene. And I think when I saw this, like through the lens, or like as soon as the image was done, it was like, yeah, that's the one.
Well, and it looks like you focused on the sun reflection stuff instead of the leaves and the actual water. Like you're just above that plane, which is really cool.
Yeah, no, the idea was definitely to include the light in it. It wasn't like oh yeah, that's happening.
Yeah. It's hard to even get a sharp image of the leaves if they're submerged like that anyway, if it's in moving water. So, but the balance of the three leaves in combination with the reflections is that's really cool.
That's a really cool feeling. And I love how you have it in the top left corner and the bottom right to counterbalance it a little bit and like tie it in more. It's really crazy. A lot of planes to this one.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
I don't think it would work. Describe like many things coming together at once. Can't think of it though.
Cocaine. was that the quiz? Oh,
that was it.
Microdose. Oh wait. Yeah.
But then you have to mess with the reflection off the surface of the water too. That's going to be like a fine adjustment as well, and there's just a lot to And by the time you get it right, the one leaf is taken off and it's all over.
Yeah, that's
I don't think it would work as well if you didn't have the reflection on the bottom right corner. It would be too heavy on the top left or on the left, I guess.
And it wouldn't feel as intentional. It'd just feel kind of accidentally like it's just there.
Yeah.
Or even if those like leaves were switched, like if the leaf that was on the right was on the left and vice versa, it would be unbalanced. So it's like it's those subtleties that make
the direction of the leaf stems, right? Like the two on the right, one's pointing up, and
given the size of them, it's just again.
Matt, I like how you did all this thing.
The fact that the middle one is bigger. Yeah, you made great choice in your leaf selection when you're collecting these and placing them.
When you were putting them down. I don't know how you got them to hold so it's still there though when you in the moving water.
Waterproof glue and
you just glue them to the rocks and drop them in there.
Just pound them down with piss.
This took a lot of work. He came when the flow wasn't as high and it was dry. He glued them down. A lot of patience.
I mean, it's dedication.
Yeah, and it was a flashlight. Was the light beams?
I just white paintbrush and Photoshop, just scribbling.
Was this another dog walk, or was this a dog walk or like a pit stop on the side of the highway?
This was another. I mean, it's the exact same river as the 2 photos ago, I guess. So yeah, this was, I think, a morning out with my wife and my dog. Usually when that happens, the dog wants to come investigate the scene. So we have a strategy where my wife is like throwing the toy right while I photograph. It works. Yeah.
Yeah, so blew me away. Good job.
Thanks.
Wait.
See what you guys select.
No one picked the Van Gogh image. I didn't pick that on
We
purpose.
featured that one in an earlier episode.
Okay.
We featured a few of his early on. Episode 1, I think the first one we featured was your frozen like tree roots with the leaves. That one's really sick. And then we featured the Van Gogh one later on, which is like probably one of the best pollen reflection photos ever. I've seen a lot of like similar photos of it since then and even before then, but that one is the one that occupies my brain for that.
Those two are like signature Redfern.
Yeah.
So we had to show some
seminal.
That was a funny episode. I had to remember I was trying to remember what happened during that episode, so I watched it back, like that part of it back, and I think Jimmy.
You probably watch it every day.
Jimmy's mic was going like nuts, and he was like, it was like Hobbit the whole.
Oh yeah, there was a Hobbit episode. Oh, that was a classic. That's like epic Brews and Views right there. Like,
surprised none of our fans have turned that into a dope beat. Remix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Chop it up.
You guys are fans.
If you're a real fan, go back on.
S is a Yeah, it's an exaggeration. So fan, yes.
Yeah, just you, Brent.
We appreciate you though, Brent.
Yeah. Well, I'm not fucking doing that. Hopefully you get a second fan that will.
You're the music guy.
I know. Come on, man.
Yeah, you have no excuse.
That could be a good death metal lick.
All right.
Some drums. Yeah.
Some double bass.
Yeah, bass. You're a bass player, right? Come on.
I am.
I mean, you got to highlight those in like a highlights episode. Those like screw up moments for.
Oh yeah.
The entire show is a screw up moment, but
or like Mikey peeing. That was like one of the best.
Outtakes.
Early episodes.
Yeah.
Now it's just so polished. You know, it lost all the character.
Yeah.
So.
still.
We behave ourselves. Never make off-color jokes.
Nothing politically incorrect ever.
Not at all.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for coming on, Matt. Nice to have you.
Yeah, Matt.
You've been on my mind for a while, but glad we could finally coordinate. And I guess it was cool to have you here too, Alex. We'll get our hands on you at some point.
Yeah, I do my best. Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
No, because I got some photos.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's when Matt's really gonna
Let's get him
on
on.
leash.
Tee him up. Wait.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. This was fun.
Great
Sure, man.
Talk to you guys. Nice meeting some of you on here, Mike and Jimmy.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm glad the care package arrived on time and
Undamaged.
undamaged.
Yeah. This time of year it's a roll of the dice for sure.
I have noticed because I've gotten a care package from Paul before. You guys have the same strategy as far as how you pack them up. Mm-hmm. Very professional. And the smell of the Ziploc bags is consistent.
Signature smell.
Mm-hmm. That mountain lilac, I think, is the odor. Yeah.
Is it?
Nice.
Something bad. Yeah.
My dog.
But when I went to the post office, I could feel, like you can feel like an audience is ready to like stab you in the back. It's like pretty much every day at school. But I go into the post office and there's like 18 or 20 people in line. Just each one is like bitter. And I walk by them all and just drop it off and take off.
Tis the season.
All taken care of already.
I feel like there's two segments you got to do in here. One is like Jimmy's travels in the post office or his real world experiences of shipping beer. And you said this earlier, but like sort of layman's reactions to some of these photos, people who aren't trained in the arts of photography. See what they say with some of these. Get some street reactions.
Yeah, well, you do that. Let's go around the campus.
Yeah, I can be your field reporter.
Yeah.
Love it.
That'd be awesome.
Show them to the hottest girls you can find.
Yeah, something like that.
Doing research.
It's a good idea.
You guys, this is the first episode that Alex has successfully watched all the way through.
That's also, that's a milestone. No, I will say, I've been watching them more and more. I watch them when I work out. I do my PT, put them on. It's really nice. I watched the Thanksgiving one. That was really nice. Brent, you were
more than I've watched.
Well, you have to live through it, so it's like, why would you watch them? Yeah.
Is by physical therapy you mean?
Come on, man! It's a kid show. We're trying to learn vocabulary. I got dendritic, dimensionality today. What else? That was pretty good. It's big words.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do physical therapy for?
Well, I am old now, so everything. But more like my knee.
General maintenance.
Yeah, just general maintenance. Prehab.
I thought you had like a surgery or something.
I did, but I don't have physical therapy for that.
Well, we both snowboard, so I'm also in physical therapy.
It's constant.
In my visit today.
Yeah.
Really helped.
I don't even actually have to do, you're like in like legit physical therapy for your hip, right? Sorry. HIPAA. I violated HIPAA right there. Sorry.
Hell, dude. Coming after you.
I didn't sign anything, so it's okay.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, when you get older, I don't know, you guys are older, you know what's up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to
I'm
prevent the
going to
injuries.
PT for my knee because I went hiking with Eric once.
There you go. One time. That's all it
On a
takes.
river.
Yeah, not a good idea.
He's like, rappel down this canyon wall with me.
Without a rope.
Without a rope. Let's rappel without a rope.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on, dude.
Cool.
Hope you have a good rest of your night.
Appreciate it.
Good luck with all your endeavors. Yeah. Hope you take some more great photos soon and you don't fall off or disappear into the shadows.
Keep her moving.
Cheers.
Me too.
Later, guys.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Good night.